Hello, hello, Rhoda here. Welcome to my craft room. Today we're working on another page in the Grungy Sunflower Journal. It's a little different, and you may remember this from when I did the bug snippet rolls. Anyway, we'll get to looking at that after we look at our sneaky peek. And today's sneaky peek is another fold in my altered book journal. And this one's where you have 4 pages. And you take the 2 that are on the inside and you're going to fold them inward. And I folded this one down, so I had an undertuck, and I have a couple little things in there like an envelope and a tag. Actually, I think it's several tags. I guess I was storing things in there. This one, though, things weren't staying in it like I wished. If it was one big item that went all the way up in there, it would have worked. Now over here I have a bunny rabbit, and you can see his little, see how I folded it under there? I took like a half of an inch, quarter of an inch, and I folded under and cut away the rest of that page so you don't have the bulk. And then I just covered it with some pretty paper. And I actually did ink the edges with some blue. Here's another one of the Corey Dahman thumb pull strips for the edge of your paper. And let's go ahead and look at another page. Oh, this one, yeah, this one was something else. Here's that pretty sparkly skeletal lace that I found and went really well with the snow scenes. This one I was trying something cutesy. I went around the snowflake here. It went around up here like a policy closure, and it ties to this little Let It Snow banner down here that's on this pocket. So you have a couple of items in the pocket, and I actually extended the pocket with this stamp and glued it to the bottom, so it's all one big pocket now. So what's in here is a wolf. Wrote on the back there. Oh man, I was doing good, writing on everything. I put a little bling in the middle of this tag, so I didn't have to really put a tie on it. And then I have this pocket that's up here. It's just a little strip of paper, and I put a thumb pull in it, but it also holds the piece that's got the policy closure on it. The little brad goes through, and I covered it with that. I think it's got a little something inside. Oh, I didn't write on that one. Shame, shame. But it's got that cute little bunny on it, and it's got the little bunny on the front. So you just fold that under, you tuck that back in, and then what the purpose of this is, it's supposed to be holding this into the page. And then you come down here and you wind it around here somewhere. This is one of those that's bumped up on a piece of foam. So it's got a space in there. And you just kind of wind it around like that. And then I just let it dangle. Now see, everything's in there. This actually could go around these. I think that's how I had it before, so it doesn't hinder your snowflakes. So there you go. There's a little idea. Just play with your pages and see what you can make out of them. That was just a corner pocket. I added a stamp to extend my pocket. Then I put just a strip up here and a little thumb pull. And you can like layer your pockets in your page. Have fun. All right, what we got today is, this was that map page. You can see it better here. But I had this map, and I covered it. I kept seeing everybody doing that brayer where they roll, what is it, gesso, white gesso, all over the page. And then you're supposed to spray it. And I tried spraying it, and I don't know that it did that well. I mean, you can see it. It kind of, I sprayed some white. I sprayed some vintage photo. I mean, I sprayed a few other things. But I was trying to do backgrounds that I can put my bug snippet rolls on. Let me show you what I'm talking about. I have a couple left. Here we are. They're in my little book that I made for all my, my clusters and paper clips and such. But here they are. I'll probably, at the end, I'll tag this video so you'll be able to see it. I really loved how I got this background. I have some, I think it's some mica spray is on there, and I have, my sewing machine is working up on me now, so I can't even sew. But I did some ugly sewing here. I did stamping. I did like a block, and then I did gold under embossing on some of the blocks. And then I placed my bugs on top. But you're able to rip these bugs. You might have to trim or cut where the threads go through. But you can put them on tags, pockets, whatever you might want down the edge of a page, through the middle of a page for a belly band. They had all kinds of purposes. And they'd go good in a specimen journal. So what I got here is I need to probably spray a little bit more dark around the outside edge of that. Now over here I had an extra piece of map page, so I put it over here. Now on this side I've got a plan to put a piece of this. This was a stamp off paper that I had from way back when, and I was stamping off all kinds of stuff on it. Well, as you can see, some of the colors were not going to go with what I had planned. And this one little area, I thought I could get away with the reddish color there and not have to worry about it. So I've got it ripped out to a certain point, and then all I'm going to do is rip it across. And that's going to be the piece that I'm going to put over here on this side. Now I can do something with my edges, which I'm sure I will. And I will probably do something else with this page another day. I'm still thinking about what else I want to do to this page. But I'm going to set that aside to put on here. I'm not going to do it right now because I'm going to be getting this a little wet, and I'm going to be spraying it. Now, here are some stamps that we're going to work with. I have this nice big one it's a crackled, but it's called shattered. So I'm probably going to go up to the top of the page here and try to just work it to where it's at the upper part of the page or the upper quarter or something like that. And then we have these. I love these, Botanic Collage. And we're going to take two of these, and I went ahead and sprayed a piece of extra that I had here. Now, these are probably going to be the colors that I'm going to work around the outside here as well. But it was a yellow, vintage photo, and hickory smoke, I believe it was. I love those colors. But it gave the more warmth, the yellowy colors that we're going to need. But we're going to stamp two of these over top of this. We're going to have the pretty flower here, and we're going to have that there. And then we're going to have some, sorry, it went out of my head. We're going to do some embossing, heat embossing, over top of this kind of corner right here. And then the belly band, side tuck, whatever you want to call it, it's going to go over here. So let's get started on all that. I need to bring my splat box over here so we can get started on this, the splatting. This box is not pretty. It's got some paper towels in the bottom. It's been sprayed on continuously. But I'm going to show you how I do it. This is just a regular old box I got in the mail. And let me get my sprays and I'll be right back. Okay, I've got my scattered straw spray stain. And I've got hickory smoke and walnut stain and oxide. So I'm going to mostly concentrate around the outside edge all around here. Now I'm going to start with walnut because I want it to be a good dark to have a contrast for my my stamping that I'm going to do. And I'm just going to spray around here. Then I'm going to come back in and put a little water. Yeah, the outside edge here just didn't get enough spray to me, and I don't know why. Okay, that's good. And then you always wipe your nose off, so I just wipe it off in there. We're going to give it a little bit of water, just so we got some movement. And then we're going to come back in here and air dry it with the heat emboss gun. All right, we want a little hickory smoke, just to give it a little bit of a light. Now these two are the oxides, so oxides will lay on top of everything. They'll be the top layer of whatever you're spraying. All right, let's see what I can do with that. And then I'm going to put a little bit of yellow. Ooh. It must be, It must have a little bit of a gum up there because it's only spraying downward. All right, I'm going to get the heat emboss gun. And we're going to get in here and see what we can do. I want to push where I can take and put my finger here and just rub it out to the edges. Because that's where I really, really wanted a lot of this color. So we're going to do that. Play with it. Maybe go all the way up through here. And if you have too much on here, you can always wipe it off with some paper towel. I'm going to get a good bit of it to kind of dry. Oh, I love that area. Oh, that's really cool looking. And then you can always get in here and spray a little bit more if you think you need it. And I'm wondering about a little bit more of the walnut. Let me see if I can spray it left-handed. Okay. Yeah. We'll do that. See what that does. Walnut is darker than Vintage Photo. Vintage Photo is actually more of a, what was it? It's got more of a yellow, and then it sometimes has a greenish cast, which actually this does too, because look at the bottom of the walnut stain. They give you several colors that you wouldn't normally expect to come out of them. Well, I'm going to go ahead and see how much further I can go with this, and then I'm probably going to towel it off. I'll come back to show you how I do that. As you can see, I didn't quite get the dark that I wanted up there, so I have some black soot spray stain. Now, spray stain will mix in with the oxide, but it's not one that'll be on top, in other words. It'll kind of blend in. It doesn't stand out like the others, but I really like a spray stain. Sometimes more than oxides. So we're going to get in here and see what we can do here with a little bit of dark. I may give it a little bit of water for movement. Just a little bit more movement. And you can always come back in here and wipe out what you don't want. I do like to have a little bit of contrast here, and that's what I was going for. I'm going to stamp with a white embossing powder. See, I needed a black or a dark background so you could see it. I was going to do some clear too, but I'm not sure I'm going to worry with that. I've got a glaze over here as well. One of the Tim Holtz spray glazes. Alright, let's stop and see what we can do here with a scrap paper towel that I've got. And we're going to see what we can wipe up here. And see if it gave us enough of a background. And then I can be able to dry it the rest of the way, and then we could get to work. Yeah, the prep work is always takes the longest. And if you didn't get the color on the outside edge that you wanted, like I'm still not sure if I got the darkness that I wanted, I'll probably go back in there with my ground espresso pad and get to work on it. So let me finish this out. Well, I can truthfully say I'm not unhappy with this at all. Man, you never know what you're going to get. I mean, because these were big patches of ink, and then when you dabbed it off, it came off clean, like it was a bubble. So I've got a lot of movement on here, a lot of different grungy, yummy textures, and I'm liking it. And bonus, our edge around here got a little bit of a stain too. So I'm not going to have to do that much to it. Now, this being loose like this around the edges, I'm fine with that. Because that's going to give me ability to roll things, or this wrinkledy, roughed edge kind of around here. That's great. I can handle that. I'll probably rough it up some more after I get done with all of this. Yeah, it might be my last looks kind of thing. All right, now what we're going to do here, I do want to go on my belly band, side tuck, whatever you want to call it here, and do a dark edge on this one edge here, because we want it to kind of match what we're working with here around this edge. And so it'll stand out a little bit. So this is what I was saying you could do if you didn't get a good color around the outside edge of your page. And we're going to have a black ink on our stamp that we're going in here with. My nice, VersaFine Onyx Black, where it's a nice, strong color. So that'll help that kind of blend in. And then if it's not a really nice dark edge, you can always go in like this. Or you can actually go in with a marker. You have to watch, though. Markers will bleed, and sometimes they'll go farther than you planned for them to go. All right, that's what we want to do there. So we're done with that. We're good with all the rest of the color on here. Now what we're going to use this for is our stamping and embossing. Let me get my embossing stuff. Okay, first I'm using this script stamp that I got long ago at Hobby Lobby. Pretty sure that's where I got it, yeah. And I believe it goes this way. So what we're going to do is we're going to come this way horizontally with some script stamp. And we're just going to be really kind of a triangle-y kind of design. We're not going to try to be even Steven anywhere with it. Oh shoot, that was the wrong way. Let me go upside down with it. You can't read it anyway. So we're going to go in here like this and just put it down. And I believe this one I'm going to try to do a white. Alright, I might come back and do a little bit more along this lower edge. Right in here, so it'll have a continuation, Alright, let's put some embossing powder on there and see what we got. It's hard to see it. And I'm using white. And I'm just going to go on there like that. And then I'm going to wiggle it around and see what we got. Oh, I see it. I see it coming out. Oh no. Oh no. You know what happened? That embossed, that spray stain got a hold of. Now, I don't know that I'm that unhappy with it. But that's where that spray stain came in here and got a hold of all that. But I'm wondering if I could just scrape out a little bit and give myself a really grungy looking area. I should have thought of that. See where it's all glossy over here? That's what that is sticking to. It's not completely dry, but I can see my edge in there. And, I'm going to go with it. Accidents always happen, but then sometimes they're happy accidents. And that's what I'm considering this. Let's try it and see what we got. I mean, I could have went in here with just, ink and been just as happy. And gone both ways with it, And that might be what I'd do. I don't know if I can, though, with this being an embossed area. But I might be able to go across it and go with some embossing glaze over this area once we get it dry. Alright, let's go to town with it. See what happens. I like where it's all patchy up in there. See how I still see some of the writing? I did this before. With this video I'm going to hook at the end, with the snippet strips, I did the exact same thing. I swear I did. Oh, never fails. Alright. Let's see what we can do here. I'm going to go over this with some of the embossing glaze that's kind of vintage photo looking. So we'll see what we can do. That's kind of cool looking, actually. Make sure I get all my letters and stuff embossed. Ooh. Alright, we're going to give it a minute to cool down. And then I'll do the other one, which is this one. And it is vintage photo. Okay, now we're going to work with this one. I love how erratic it is around the outside edges. So we're going to, and that's Crafter's Companion. I got these so long ago. I didn't save like the tops that told you numbers or anything. Oh, this was back in the day. So what we want to do is grab our paper back out again, stick it under here, and see how this is going to affect it. We're using embossing glaze, and we're going back with the VersaFine watermark stamp pad, and we're just going to do the whole stamp and go down over top of this white area. That ought to be a nice contrast if it works. Let's see. About like this. I did want to go in another direction, but I don't think I'm going to worry about that right here. I think we might do that on this side, actually. So, and we'll do that with ink so we won't mess up again. All right, there's that part of it. Let's get the glaze on here. And I really like a glaze. I mean, it's different. It's clear for one. That's why it's considered a glaze and not an embossing powder. Oh yeah. I do have a little bunch here, but I think that's going to be under my tuck area. Let's go in again with a little bit more on further down. And then that should be all we want. Oop. This stamp pad I've been using for a long time too. Some of these I'm just amazed. All right, I'm going to go right here with it. It's not that you can read it. That's not the purpose here. The purpose is just to have some kind of a textural element to catch your eye. We'll go backward a little bit, and then we'll go forward. See if we can knock some more off. All right, and I might just see what I can get on this lower part without re-inking anything. Let's go like that. All right. Not that I know that anything is going to come off of it, but we'll see. Oh, it did. I got some. A little crooked. I don't think we're going to worry about it. All right, let's get this in here and then go to town. I'm always using scrap paper, so, you know, sometimes you just can't get this embossing powder off of anything. Not anything. All right, let's get that out of the way. And we're going to go to doing our heat and see what happens on this go round. All right. And this gets really shiny because of it being a glaze. So when it turns real shiny, you know it's done. All right. And this being white like this, I think I can go over it with my stamp pad, my Onyx, not Onyx, my Ground Espresso. Sorry, my mind is not working at the moment. And darken it, where it's not so blaring white. Okay. I think that's done. Now let's see what we got to work with here. Yep. Oh, I got a little bit down here at the bottom. Let's go ahead and ink that. I can't get a hold of it. There's a little bit of grains down here. I'm going to just go ahead and, oh yeah. It'll add texture to your page, even if you don't see it that well. Can you see it glittering now? I must have got a little bit down there at the bottom. All right, let me clean up a few things and we're going to get to the next part. Okay, so what I was saying about going over this with a stamp, see like this? And this is darkening it. It's not so white now. You can leave white spaces in there for contrast, you know, but you can go over it and give it more of a brown tinge. Yeah, can you see it now? Like maybe up here at the top. We don't want it so white. There we go. Now on this other side, I'm going to try this only with a black ink, but we're going 2 ways. This is going to be the first wave, and I think I'll go down with it. I wiped off the ink embossing stuff that was on it. But this is kind of the idea that I had. I saw it on something that Luise Heinzl did. She's been one that I've been watching a lot lately. See, something like that. And it just gives interest to your page. Might even be able to use this. Oh, might even be able to use this both ways and not work with the other one. Let's try that. Ooh, that got a little bit more ink on it that time. Let's see. Maybe a little bit. Maybe I'll turn it this way and kind of stick. Oh, that's the wrong way, isn't it? Stick one this way. All right. See, it's kind of patchy. That's what I wanted. I wanted sort of a patchy look. But to tell you the truth, I'd rather have 2 different sizes. And this one's a little bit larger. So let's see. It's going to go on here like this. And I'm just going to go patchy through the center. I don't want to have any clean, straight edges anywhere. So let's see what this will do. And we're going across this way. Hopefully I got it straight. You never know. These blocks, that's the problem. You never know. I see it. I sort of see it. It's very subtle. Oh, I want to thank everybody for coming to spend time with me today. Some time out of your day just to see me flub around and do a few things. Let's do another one right up here. But yes, I really appreciate your support and your time and effort in watching me. I really appreciate a thumbs up if you think I did a good enough job to inspire you and entertain you. All right, I'm actually going over here with this one too. I'm going over here with it. We're going to see what we can do on this side. I need some more contrast. I want some more black. All right. You never do know which way is up on this one. All right, let's see what we got right here. Oh my goodness. I can see it. It's in there. Let's see if I can put a little bit more down here without even re-inking it. Oh yeah. There we go. Maybe a little bit up here. Yep, there you go. I got a little bit of a contrast. You can see it in here. And it's, I'm not going up and down like I should have, but I really like that. It really adds a lot of texture to the back of that page, doesn't it? Now this side I did try to go up and down. I think I needed to have a little bit of more variation in the sizes one way or the other. But it's still not a bad page. I mean, I can still do more to it. It can still, I can still put a pocket or something down here. Another belly band or side tuck over here. Okay, I will get back to doing more stamping in just a minute. Okay, I've picked the 2 images I want to have on my little belly band here. I keep calling it a belly band. It's actually a side tuck. So anyhow, we're going to go with the flower. No, we're going to go with the butterfly first because he'll be at the top. And I went ahead and did a piece of cardstock on the back of this just so it would have more support and strength than that map page that I had. All right, so this is going to go on here. I want the whole butterfly right there at the top. And try to get your newsprint as straight as you can get it. And by the way, I was over here, I felt a little bit of that grit on here from the embossing powder. So I go to wipe it, and I'm wiping off every bit of that script stamp in black that I had on there. I guess because it's it was like embossed there, and it should have been with the stays on if I wanted the black on there again. So I'll have to redo that at a later date. I'll probably just put a little bit in there just for contrast of the black. But like I said, you learn as you go. And I didn't realize that would be so slick that that would not stay on there. Oh, you live and learn. But yeah, stays on would stay on that really easily. And we're getting this all stamped on here nice. Oh yeah, I like it that it's a little faded. I'm fine with that. Put those behind me. And let's see what we got here. See, you've got a little bit of the flower. You got a little bit of the butterfly. And that is going to go right here, right there. And see, you don't see some of that under here, so you didn't need it. But this will be glued here, here, and here. You got a nice contrast there. I'm still thinking about what will go on this page. I did make up a bunch of these little letters. And, I mean, I don't know what I'll do with them. I just used some scraps from that one sticker book that I had, and I put them on certain parts of the letter. Then I did a little bit of gold paint on there. So we'll see. We'll see if that gets used here. I do want to do the other side. I'm going to let this dry because I am not really sure that I'm not going to mess this up as well. So I'm going to set it over there. And I'll put that on later. I showed you how I'm going to attach that. And I may be able to get back in here with some stays on and reattach some of my black script. I may go up and down now that I got the chance. Hey, but we're going to fix this side first before we go. And we're going to get this down. And it'll be just another page, another grungy page for something. And it won't hinder my other side at all. I didn't really show you much today, did I? I didn't get anything done. It was mostly process. You know, you have these videos where you just have to go through so many steps and do so many things. But I do have an idea, though, that we may do on the other side, tell you the truth. And I will have to show you the other part of it on the next video, though. That's the only thing. Okay, see, I got something to do here at some point. But yeah, over here, what was it I was just thinking of? There is... Okay, I'm going to try to get in here and see if I've got any of this opaque crackle texture paste. Because I think I'll go down through there with that on here. And where I've sprayed it, it will take up that color. Let's see if I've got anything. Oh, I've got a little bit. It looks like it's wet. Oh, a little bit. I got to use this. I don't think I've got enough to use up throughout my book, though. But I saw somebody doing this. And it was, oh gosh, it's not wanting to stick. But it was just stuck on there. Kind of like that. And it'll crackle. Let's see. You know me, I'm going to play around with stuff. This is just junk paper. I'm not really ruining anything. Ugh. I do need to get that down through there. Or I've just scraped that. But I should have a really cool looking crackle here at some point. I'm just going to play with the edges so they're not all neatsy. Okay. And let's see what happens. Who knows? It might come out with a cool design. I might have to stick some of this on something else. and use it up because I think it's about gone. But yeah, we'll see what happens to this on the next video. And I will get back with you soon. I will talk to you later. Hope everybody had a good day. Thanks to all my subscribers and viewers. Everybody out there, bye-bye.